Today we're exploring the world of one of the most ancient, mysterious, and downright fascinating aquarium fish, the bichir, or Polypterus. These prehistoric predators are like having a slice of the Jurassic era swimming in your home. From their unique anatomy to their care requirements, we're going to break it all down in this ultimate guide. Whether you're considering keeping bichirs or you already have a tank full of them, this video is packed with tips, history, and advice that you won't want to miss. Let's dive in. Across the hobby, and also depending on which side of the Rocky Mountains you are or which part of the world you're from, you will hear a variety of pronunciations for its common name, from bichir to bichir or even bichir. While there isn't a definitive answer, the common name originates from what natives called the fish when it was first discovered in the Nile region of Africa in the 1800s. The scientific genus Polypterus or Polypterus means many fins or many wings in Greek. But hey, no matter how you say it, we can all agree that they're incredible fish. Bichirs are native to Africa, where they inhabit some of the continent's most iconic bodies of water, such as the Nile River, the Congo Basin, and Lake Chad. These ecosystems are typically warm, slow-moving, and filled with vegetation. Many of these areas experience seasonal flooding, and bichirs have adapted to thrive in both the dry and wet seasons. What's fascinating is how they've evolved to survive in low-oxygen environments. Their ability to breathe air gives them a major advantage in shallow or stagnant waters, where other fish might struggle. Think of them as the ultimate survivalists of the aquatic world. The history of bichirs dates back to the Jurassic period, making them true living fossils. Their lineage has remained relatively unchanged for millions of years, which is a testament to how well adapted they are to their environments. Bichirs were first scientifically described and discovered in the early 19th century, mostly by French explorers and naturalists. However, locals in Africa had known about them for centuries, even dating back to the time of the pharaohs, as they were often caught as a food source. Their unique armor-like scales fascinated early ichthyologists, who noted their similarities to ancient fish like lungfish and sturgeons. In fact, they weren't sure whether to classify them as fish or amphibians in the beginning. Bichirs are immediately recognizable thanks to their elongated, snake-like bodies and unique dorsal finlets. These finlets, which look like tiny flags running down their back, are movable and give them a distinct prehistoric appearance. In fact, they're sometimes labeled as dinosaur bichir or even dragonfin or dragon eel by some fish stores. Their scales are not like the thin, fragile scales of most fish. Instead, they have a thick, armor-like layer of ganoid scales which are incredibly tough and provide excellent protection from injury and even parasitic attachment. Another standout feature is their nostrils, which protrude like little snorkels. These aren't just for show. Bichirs use them to detect prey in murky water. They have an incredibly acute sense of smell. Let's not forget their lungs, which allow them to gulp air at the surface. This adaptation is crucial in their natural habitats where oxygen levels in the water can be extremely low. In fact, these fish, strangely, can drown if not given access to the surface of the water for regular breathing. Bichirs also have strong pectoral fins with muscular lobes, which allow them to perch on the bottom or even move over land for short periods. This, combined with their ability to breathe air, means that they can survive out of water indefinitely as long as the temperature and humidity are kept ideal. Bikers fall into two general categories based on their morphology: upper jaw and lower jaw species. Upper jaw species like Polypterus senegalis are usually smaller, with straighter jaws and a more slender profile. Lower jaw species like Bichirs are bulkier and often more aggressive. Knowing the difference is crucial when planning your tank setup, as lower jaw species typically require a little more space and may have different temperaments. Bikers are widely available, but not all sources are created equal. Local fish stores, reputable breeders, and trusted online retailers are your best bet. When choosing a biker, if you're able to, look for clear eyes, a full belly, and active swimming behavior. Intact fins are also a plus, although some bikers have been known to regenerate fins depending on the amount of damage that's been done to them. Captive bred bikers are generally healthier, easier to acclimate, and less likely to carry parasites. The most common species you'll find in stores are usually captive bred, including the Senegal and albino Senegal, ornate, Delhaize, and Bichirs. Bikers appear to be sensitive to inbreeding depression, which manifests as a shorter skull and a frog-like face and eye placement. Some species can only be obtained as wild-caught specimens due to them not being bred successfully in captivity. They are somewhat more expensive and typically grow larger if given the right space and conditions. And while wild-caught bikers can be stunning, they may require more attention and careful quarantine procedures. Now let's talk about how to keep bikers happy and healthy in your home aquarium. In general, for this group of fish, the largest tank you can provide would be ideal due to their adult size of around 1 to 2 feet on average. For smaller species like the Senegal, a 55-gallon tank may be sufficient if you do adequate water changes and upkeep. However, larger species like the Polypterus and Bichirs or Conjicus can grow up to 30 inches and may need a tank of at least 125 gallons or more. Again, keep in mind that in general, these are big fish that need plenty of space to move. With regard to water parameters, bikers aren't too fussy. General tropical conditions, including a temperature of 75 to 82 degrees Fahrenheit or 24 to 28 degrees Celsius, a pH of 6.5 to 8.0 with moderate water hardness are fine. Stability is more important than perfection. Due to the wide range of habitats and bodies of water they can be found in the wild, as well as their ability to breathe air, they are extremely hardy and adaptable. Bikers are peaceful and generally don't bother other fish that are too big to eat. Keep in mind that even though they're not aggressive, they are predatory, which means if it fits in their mouth, then it'll probably be eaten. Good tankmate options include datnoids, peaceful cichlids, silver dollars, and large catfish. Avoid small or overly aggressive fish. A side note is that the common Plecostomus and other similar suckermouth catfish are known to suck on the biker's slime coats and can cause problems with health and even introduce infection to your fish. It's also important to give bikers plenty of hiding spots so that they feel secure, as well as give them adequate swimming space. This means that a tank's floor area is important. Bikers are primarily carnivorous and therefore need a protein-rich diet. Offer them a mix of frozen shrimp, fish fillets, earthworms, and high-quality pellets. When young, you can give them smaller pellets, as well as bloodworms or blackworms. They're generally unfussy and will eat anything that is reasonably palatable. Using store-bought or wild-caught feeder fish is not recommended, as these can introduce diseases to your bikers and cause other health issues such as vitamin deficiencies. Breeding bikers in captivity is fairly challenging but not impossible, as only some of the species such as Senegalis, Ornatopinus, or Bichirs have been successfully bred for commercial purposes at fish farms. Males can be identified by their larger and more developed anal fins, which they use to fertilize eggs during spawning by cupping it around the female's anal fin. Why should you consider keeping bikers? First, they're incredibly hardy fish, making them suitable for experienced and novice aquarists alike. Second, their unique appearance and behavior set them apart from almost every other fish in the hobby. They're curious and even cute, and at times surprisingly interactive depending on the species, especially when it's feeding time. Over the years, I've had the pleasure of keeping some incredible biker species, including the striking albino Senegal, whom we have named Pink, the majestic Leopardi, and the rare Polypterus biker, the awe-inspiring Endlicheri, and the quirky Weeksii. Owning a biker isn't just about keeping a pet. It's like having a living piece of history swimming in your tank. And that's it for our deep dive into the world of bikers. Thanks for joining me on this adventure, and hopefully this video was useful to you and maybe convince you to get a biker. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and even share it with your fellow fish enthusiasts. Do you have any questions or a biker story to share? Drop it in the comments below. Until next time, keep those tanks thriving. Thanks for watching and happy fish keeping. See you next time.